And now back to your regular programming.
If you speak better to yourself.
You showed up for probably the dumbest conversation we've ever had on this show.
Let's have that smile again.
Tell me how that happens. Physically should not happen.
Relax.
If you say
Give me as well.
3 times a day, God will line it up.
He's just an absolute hack, and he gets his ass kicked by his teammates every week. It's just terrible.
Welcome back to Hack City. Joe DeLeone, Sean Anderson. We are late, as one could expect. Today we've got lots to talk to. It is 8:10. Sean still hasn't said happy birthday to me. We've made it to 8:10 p.m. No happy birthday to Joe. It's too late. I don't want to hear it come out of your mouth. It's too late. It's too late. No text, no Twitter post, no phone call. No, whoa, we strolled in the studio. No, we were strolled in here late. We started the show late because we thought the show started at 8:10. No happy birthday.
That's true.
Here we are, though. We're doing win totals today for the AFC East. We're also going to talk a little bit about Shemar Stewart and, hell yeah, get F. The only one getting F today is me.
You just decided to crack me open on the griddle here and just start lighting me up top of show. That's a little cold, man.
I'm the cold one?
That's a little cold.
I'm the cold one? Okay.
How about maybe one post to any of your socials to let people know it's your birthday?
I'm not a dickhead. I'm not going to do, hey, everybody, it's my birthday. I'm not a
I don't do that either.
19-year-old white girl.
I got you. Well, look.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's a little cold of you to open up the show like this, and I wouldn't mind a little
Ryan
apology.
said happy birthday to me.
Ryan's a mark, okay?
Although he didn't find out until now. But
here's the tough thing about you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday,
I'm not
buddy.
accepting that.
Happy 27th birthday.
Don't air me out like that.
Happy 27. How does it feel?
Don't air
How'd
me
you
out.
wake up today? How'd it feel?
I
2-7.
didn't feel like a birthday.
You know, it's 3 away from one that's pretty daunting, pal.
I'm not going to make it to that one.
No,
One
Ryan.
way or another.
He's
Someone
not,
will kill me. I will. Okay, go
Ryan,
ahead.
he's not 28. He's now 27. The allure of the 26 and 25 and 24 age range is gone. You are pre-30s.
I said,
how's that feeling? And you're asking for a happy birthday from me. You're a taxpayer asking for happy birthdays.
Well, okay, I'm asking for it from my co-host. I think that's perfectly.
You'll get a tweet tonight.
Reasonable. You also had enough of a pre-warning because we went out the weekend prior, knowing that my birthday was coming up this week.
Well, about everything in my brain stopped. It got wiped at about 10 o'clock,
Oh,
and then we just decided to do the hard reset on Sunday.
That is true. Well, you didn't really go to bed.
No, exactly.
On
I didn't know
Saturday.
what day it was on Sunday. So, also, I'm gonna say this: you got a bad day for a birthday.
I'm 12.
6/12, awful. 7/12.
It is a great birthday.
What
day.
month is this?
It's a very common birthday.
Dude, that 12 number, a teen birthday number, that's real hard. That's caught in the mix. I love my birthday last day of the month. End of the month.
Yeah, but it's in February. No one cares about February.
Yeah, exactly. So then I get to lighten I get to lighten everyone's day for where they get to think about Sean Anderson for 2 minutes.
Liminal void.
That's true
During those months.
But I'd rather be late February than early February.
Everyone shuts off their brain.
Mid-June, it's literally the middle of the year.
It's the best time to celebrate.
No one even know. This is not the best time.
When it's the
nice
dog
out.
days. No. The dog days.
We're in the dog.
Summer just began. Everyone started to be in a good mood. It's over 80 degrees. The sun's out. Now is the time. Did you not have a good time on Saturday?
I had a very good time.
Yeah.
I had that good time. I tasted the good time in my mouth until Wednesday.
Could you imagine? Well, he's talking about the cigars, obviously. Could you imagine trekking around
in there?
Well, you didn't get any.
Oh, that's nice to air out a whole bunch of
You wasted a whole night. And didn't get any. Trekking around in February, you did the right thing on your birthday, which was having a bunch of your friends
grown-up
stay over at your parents' house when they were out of town.
Yeah,
which was smart. You can't go out to bars on a birthday in the end of February.
No, it's awful. You would have to go to a nice, warm, cozy bar. Going clubbing in February is really a bad idea. Joe, your birthday is literally the middle of the year. That's like this is when nobody's thinking about that stuff.
But it's the best time to celebrate a birthday.
No, we're not near holidays. You're like a month out
Even
from the
better.
4th of July.
I have earned my own singular day of appreciation because
You earned it?
We're a month away. Oh, I've definitely earned it. We're a month away from the 4th of July. Memorial Day has already passed, and it's 2-3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. I don't remember the hell when it was.
Exactly. You know why? Because it's the dog days. We're in the doldrums.
It creates a nice little event for everybody. Oh, hey, it's Joe's birthday. we're gonna go.
Would you say our Saturday was an event? I wouldn't qualify it as a movie.
More of a short preview.
I think it's a video that you downloaded on your 2005 iPod.
Sure,
and that is technically media.
Ryan sucks, by the way. I was married for 2 years by your age. You got married at 25. That's too early.
I'm not 20. I'm not going to pick on RR right now.
Wait. Could you imagine at the age of 25, yourself at the age of 25 being married? I could not have imagined that.
There's a kid 4 years younger than me that works with me that's married.
I don't know how that works. I genuinely don't know how anyone.
He loves it. There's different strokes, man. You meet
for him.
Your world expands. You see that
those people have a ceiling.
I notice I am the outlier. These people like getting hitched early. Hey, Ryan, says you want to make it about you. Congratulations on your marriage then. It's Joe's birthday, and you're trying to steal the shine.
Yeah,
and I still don't have an apology
What the hell,
from him.
Ryan? Well, apology for what?
For cracking me over the head with a little reality.
I'm the one who needs to apologize.
Just a little one.
All right, we got a damn show to talk about. We got football to talk about. Do the Bet Online read.
Gosh, I don't know if I can under these pretenses.
Over under on Bet Online. Let's see if they can put out a line for amount of women that come here for the whole week that I'm away on my vacation this upcoming week.
Well, Joe can't see him. That changes the rules a little bit.
Yes, you can. So you're saying you're going to sneak in?
Oh, they're not going to be sneaky. Bet Online, the world's most trusted betting platform.
Mike's and grab the big girls.
You think I'm going to Psycho Mike's by myself?
Well, you'll find a crowd of girls that want to come home with you.
It's too psycho for me, man. I've also forgotten your birthday every year for the last 4 years until.
Well, you've at least remembered by the middle of the day because someone is. Oh, I forgot to text Fire.
Oh, that's right. Happy birthday, Jake Fire. Bet Online, the world's most trusted betting platform, your number one source for all your sports betting action. You know what I was doing? Getting in on the action, taking a plus 295 underdog in the Indiana Pacers over the Thunder. Money line, because I let my nuts hang. And I'm not taking spreads, and I felt it. I felt the energy in Indiana. And you know what? I got lucky. I got really lucky. Shocked. And I'm happy that I got lucky. The Thunder are going to win this NBA Finals, but I got my lick, and now you can get yours. Bet on the Thunder. They're going to close it out. With the largest selection of odds on anything from MLB, NHL, UFC, BetOnline remains the number one online source for all your sports wagering info. You know, they got the poker and the live casino at the BetOnline casino as well. BetOnline, the game starts here.
All right. Thank you for doing that, Sean.
You're very welcome.
I texted Fire for the both of us, so he knows it's his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised. I don't know why that sense doesn't mean he knows it's his birthday. Yeah, what an awful.
I'd hope so. God, I really hope I go the next 10 years and don't know that it's my birthday. I hope I get some amnesia stick hits me in the back of the head and I don't even know how old I am. That'd be great. Pass through time like a caveman.
I almost tried a really weird transition. I'm gonna stop it by verbally stopping it. I almost tried to use birthday as a tie-in for Shemar Stewart. Don't know how I was gonna do that. We've already talked about the Shemar Stewart thing, though. The Shemar Stewart situation has somehow gotten even more ridiculous. He has now left mandatory minicamp. Pro Football Talk reference, there were some people grilling him for this, which I thought was completely ridiculous to do that. Pro Football Talk reference that he left because he didn't want to be a distraction. I actually applaud Shemar Stewart for doing that if that was directly his reasoning why, and not because his agent just told him to get up and leave. This is not a Nico Iamaleava situation where he just freaked out and panicked and left, and somebody told him to get out of there.
Yeah.
It was very clearly becoming a distraction because every single time I would type in Shemar Stewart to get info on this, it would be so-and-so chimed in, so-and-so chimed in. Al Golden talking about like, hey, he's been super engaged and awesome in all of the team meetings that we've had, but he can't get out there. It's distracting that he's getting asked about that. And honestly, he shouldn't have to freaking be there. He's unsigned. To clarify for anyone who is not caught up, the Cincinnati Bengals are trying to add a ridiculous clause into his rookie contract that has never been in a rookie contract before. They're trying to turn him into a guinea pig. It is essentially stating that if he makes any mistake over the 4 years, they can just void all of his guaranteed money. I don't know how the NFLPA hasn't directly stepped in here and put their foot down. That has been one of the bigger surprises to me. But the fact that we have made it this far, forget the fact that they desperately need Shemar Stewart. This is just beyond disrespectful, the fact that they are not budging.
It's like mobster activity. It feels like he's getting shaken down by the mob, and he's got a vig on the interest. He was drafted there. He was drafted there in the first round. He wasn't traded for or picked up or a guy that's a lemming jag in the league that it has been disgruntled personality issues, and they're taking a chance and they drafted this guy. Know what that means? They had a lot of meetings with him. They had to go through a process, but what I have to assume at this point is they said, God, we don't have anyone that we wanted on the board, and we have to take the Shemar Stewart kid. And now maybe they had concerns about him, and now we're going to have to force this onto him. Don't draft the guy that you're going to have to do this to, because it feels criminal, and the people that are in touch with it are not going to respect you or like you for it. Like, this is turning me so off of the Cincinnati Bengals, everything that they do in their operation. And all Shemar Stewart has done is handle it like a pro. Like a pro. The interviews that he is having in his locker, answers every question with class, eye contact in the camera, just really good.
He's taking a couple shots. He's taking a couple, like, they just want to be right.
Oh, those were benign. It's their contract. That's fair to say for him. It's fair to say, because I don't think it's not like he's holding out for a ton of money. He's holding out for a contract that is on par with his peers.
A ridiculous clause that should never have been in there in the first place. So here is what I didn't know, though. And I'm really glad Pro Football Talk went through the efforts of determining, like, okay, here are his alternatives. Craig Carton talked about it on his show, the Breakfast Ball, that he was saying that he was on a call and had heard from his representatives, apparently, that Shemar Stewart's father asked, like, can he request a trade? So that's on the radar. So they can request a trade. It just has to come 30 days before game one of the NFL season, their first game. I believe they're just a Sunday game. So 30 days before week one, that Sunday. He can also opt out of the contract. He can go and just sit out, and he can work out for the entire year. Maybe he can go play some UFL ball if he really wanted to. And then if he doesn't agree to terms and this happens, can enter the 2026 draft. The even more complicated possibility, and I'm actually kind of rooting for this, because of how easy it currently is to challenge the NCAA, if he tried to go back to school. Apparently, the NFLPA has some language in there, the article I was reading, that kind of insinuates that somebody could try to do this. It more so comes down to the NCAA. I don't really see a reason why he couldn't hop in the transfer portal and go back. Again, there is a route for him to do that. I'm hoping some SEC school just goes and grabs him. I mean, heck, just go back to Texas A&M even, and they've got high hopes this year. They would love to have him come back for one more year and put up some good numbers, and shit, you could be the first overall pick.
All three options are better than whatever's going on right now.
Don't play there. You've been so disrespected. Don't play there.
I've never seen anything like this. I've seen there's been crazy contracts, and there's been a lot of different wild incentives, and we've seen athletes get burned by shady agents and trusting the wrong people. This is one where we're all kind of scanning over it together and realizing there's one common enemy, and that is this language in the contract.
Well,
so
the common enemy is the Bengals.
Yes.
Let's take it a step further.
The all options are better than sitting here and indulging these fools. Anything is better. The redraft is better. Go ahead. Go train. Go find a D-line guru and just train. UFL would be sick. That would do good. That'd be awesome for the league. Everyone would tune into the show.
I don't know if that timetable actually would work, though, because he'd probably have to play like half the season and
that's
dip
fine.
Out.
But you know what? Everyone would be tuning into those games where Shemar Stewart is in because they want to see what he's like on tape. It would add more of a story. I bet it does pretty good numbers for the UFL. Not saying a bunch of people are going to go to this game and in the stands, but it would draw my eyes. Like, I want to see what a first-round pick NFL player, defensive lineman, supreme athlete looks like in the UFL. Because right now we see a bunch of UFL ball, which is fringe NFL guys. Really, 3 out of 6 traits needed. Whereas the NFL, you probably need 4. So they're just underneath. They do some spectacular stuff, and they do some really bad stuff. But if you get a 5 out of 6 trait guy in there, I want to see what it looks like and how big the gap is.
Actually, now that I think about it, the UFL season, I don't know anything about the UFL. Someone actually commented that we should do UFL content, which that's too much. We can't cover every piece of football.
Well, we'd only really need to cover one person.
Who, Shemar Stewart?
No.
No, Adrian Martinez.
Actually, I'm in. You want to do the Adrian Martinez check-in hour?
Nothing has stopped you from doing that. If you had an ounce of creativity, we would be doing that. I would have allowed you to do that on this show.
You know what?
I would have allowed you.
You know what? New segment. It's going to be.
It's too late now. The season ended, dumbass.
What?
The season's over.
Right. All right. Well,
I'm pretty sure that the season's over.
Next season, we're doing Messiah Mondays. Okay. And that's where you get a 5-minute church service recounting what happened with Adrian Martinez. I think it did. Or at least there was a championship.
Yeah, the championship. No, wait. No, it's this. It's the Defenders versus the Panthers. What team is Adrian Martinez on?
Oh, is he on?
Oh, come on, man. You can't dick ride Adrian Martinez.
I'm not dick riding him.
What team he's on.
Doesn't. You know what team he's on? He's on the Lord's team. He has followers, okay?
God. He's only 25?
He's
on the Jets, technically.
On the New York Jets?
He's on the New York Jets. He was on the Birmingham Stallions. That was the team that he was on.
Well, the Stallions went back to back a couple years ago. Wonder why.
To get back to what we're talking about here, I would just like to point out any dipshit, mouth-breathing dolt who is targeting Stewart and saying that he is the one in the wrong in this situation, please just admit that you don't understand. Please just admit that you don't understand.
He hasn't earned anything yet. He hasn't earned it.
Oh my God. The amount of people. What is that
statement supposed to mean in this context?
It is a filler statement for dumb people who can't create their own thoughts. But I saw a thread where somebody was talking about how his decision to sit out was subconsciously motivated by the fact that he grew up a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Somebody was trying to say like he might act like he doesn't want to be a Chiefs fan, but it's ingrained in there. That was what somebody tweeted. This had a lot of interactions on this tweet.
Shane Ray got drafted to the Broncos with a Chiefs logo tattooed on his arm.
Okay. I forgot about
that. It happens.
That's in the division.
He hasn't earned. He's earned enough to get a fair contract in the league. That's what he's earned.
You get drafted in the first round, automatic. Like that's it.
You've at least earned a contract without nauseating language and barriers. That is what you have earned. Now it doesn't mean we're paying. Am I missing that he's waiting on a $125 million contract? Is that what
that'd be kind of sick?
Or am
I kind of based if he was just like, hey, I want the biggest contract ever, even though I haven't played a
if he wanted the biggest contract ever out of college and decide and had that clause in it, I'd say go for it, big man. That wouldn't be crazy to me. But $15 million, $30 million, whatever he's going with, chump change. But the Bengals are hoping that this kid screws up so they can get out of having to mortgage their future because they botched Burrow, T, and Jamar. They just should have paid them all after their rookie years. Honestly, all of them should have had 10-year contracts right then and there. I know that's not how the league works. It's a bit hyperbolic. But because they're in the hole with their 3 best players, they're putting this in place so this kid screws up and they don't have to pay him. Right. That is like an insane way to operate.
That kind of does. It's an interesting way of looking at it of like.
Why else would they do that?
Well, right. Yeah. They like are shocked to find out they drafted good players who are good and then were so stubborn about paying them. And now they want to find ways to avoid having to pay future stars.
They traded Pratt.
What's being created.
Pratt's not there.
They cut him. They didn't trade him. They cut him. He's signed with the Raiders.
I thought they traded him over there.
Yeah. God, disappointing. We'll see what happens with this. I bet that as soon as I'm back, we'll probably have another segment on this and we'll keep talking about this. But I hope that he gets redrafted. I hope that he leaves and gets redrafted. Screw the Bengals for doing this dickhead shit.
Anything but, I'm glad we met in the middle and, maybe
there's no meeting in the middle.
The Bengals should come out and say, we apologize for the clown show. They won't, because no one in the NFL ever apologizes for the clown show.
Ryan's being problematic. He
Well,
said,
so is
I wish Shemar would just be grateful for the opportunity.
you know what? Ryan Roberts is a great satirist, and Jim Schultz is a great don't know what's going on. Sean, can you dunk? Question mark.
It's a good question. No, he can't.
Jim, I can't. I could dunk a volleyball
His
in
knees would
college.
explode if he tried to jump right now.
I've dunked.
When was the last time you jumped?
Really jumped?
Jumped.
You want to see me jump?
That's good. No, I don't need to see you jump. Answer the question. When was the last time you jumped?
Ooh.
I can't remember the last time I jumped. When was the last time you as an adult jumped?
Years ago. I would have had to been doing like a box jump in the gym years ago.
I mean, I think I've got enough. You don't do this because you don't need to. I think I've got enough of those stupid childish interactions where you see the top of a door frame and you jump and you tap it.
I don't need to do that. I just tap it.
Yeah, that must be nice.
It is nice.
I think that you would die.
And I have dunked before, Jim, just not the actual basketball.
I doubt that. I think that all of the blood.
You want the video?
All of the blood. I bet you've got a video.
I do
bet
have
all
a video.
of the blood.
I send you a lot of videos.
Okay. I bet all the blood used to generate the force for you to jump would cause it would rush to your heart and your heart would explode. I think that would happen.
I'm trying to think what I couldn't jump up to in this apartment.
I don't think you could get up to that couch
easily. I could get up to that ledge, not on a standing vert, but I could, if I needed, get both of my feet onto that frame. Couldn't get the island.
Did you get on the table?
Ooh, that's a good question.
All right, we got to
probably not. You know what? I probably couldn't jump onto the table.
Yeah, it's a high table.
That's a good.
Should I try and do it right now?
Yes. Do a birthday jump. Do a birthday. I'll hold your iPad. I'll move your mic. You do a birthday jump. I put together this table. It'll hold you up.
I don't trust it. I'm not jumping on this.
Why
table.
would you offer it then? Now I want to see you do a birthday jump.
I wanted you to say no.
Why would I say no? You had a creative idea. I want to see you jump.
I question if it was creative. All right,
Jim. I'd let. This guy sucks.
I do have I have a 29-inch vertical. Ryan, get it right. I have a 29-inch vertical. Put some respect on my name.
I saw that operation where he was getting his measurements in, Ryan.
I have
all that
video
testing.
Of it. I have a video of it.
There weren't lasers. We're not working with lasers. We're working with old Jersey men.
Combine.
We're working with old Jersey men and their stopwatch timers.
Yeah, they were using a stopwatch on my vertical.
Yeah, at the time. Hey, dummy, how else? We used a timer to clock verts at Rhode Island.
That was a jump pad. It was a jump pad.
It still times you. I bet there was some idiot.
Those are unreliable.
Eating a chunk of provolone. Just all right, DeLeone. Click, and then you're 29 inches. Congrats.
None of that makes any sense. We're staying on topic here. We're here to talk ball. I have concocted a way that we're going to do over-under win totals for every single division. We're not going to just sit here and I'm going to read the number and we're going to just give a prediction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you what BetOnline has as the win total, okay? We are then going to give a prediction. After that, we are going to go through their schedule and we're going to see if we stick with that or not.
So we're okay. You know what?
Rapid fire. We're gonna come to a consensus, win or lose. Rapid fire on all the games.
I like it.
Okay,
that is good.
All right.
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
If you are a longtime listener of the show and you know that it smells like off season right now, and every year we do some win totals and over unders when it gets to mid-June around Joe's birthday, and it's always Joe was uttered this line 4 straight years. We're not just don't read through the schedule, man. Wait. And now I like that now we're reading through the schedule.
Wait.
And now it's back to Sean pitched an idea, and now Joe wants to do it 4 years later.
Wait. There's a difference. The difference was, I would say the total, and then you would just stream of consciousness read through it.
Yeah,
that's not what we're doing.
Thinking. That's how you work, and you brainstorm through an idea.
Okay, but my intention is to take one of those NFL season predictor tools, and we are going to actually talk through each game very quickly, and then see what that number is by the end. Okay,
that's fine with me.
That's different than what you used to do. You used to.
It ain't that different.
No, but
I started patenting these ideas.
The problem was those segments were supposed to be quick, and I told you, quick. Give me your take. Like, what are your thoughts on it? Get like 2 to 3 minutes. and you would sit there and just start reading.
Oh, I wasn't very concise.
No,
Oh, that's
there's
a
nothing
shocker.
concise about that.
Welcome to the show.
All right. Let's start with the Buffalo Bills. How will the Buffalo Bills do in 2025? Their win total is set at 11.5. Before we go through predicting every single game that they're going to play, I'm taking the over on this. The AFC East is winnable enough for them to come out with 12 wins. We saw at the end of the year with a bunch of new young faces what they were able to get out of that core after moving on from guys like Stephon Diggs and other veterans. This year, the draft that they have, I think, sets them up for success to win 12, 13, or maybe even more games, but it's more likely going to be 12.
I think the Bills have the over here. I have 12 also. It's going to be a little tougher for them. They have some heavy hitters in their schedule, but I think they end up with the over with an improved AFC East.
Yeah, even with an improved one, I think that they're going to be fine. All right, let's start week 1. Baltimore Ravens, win or lose.
Night game at home, Buffalo, loss. Freaky one to start the season. Lamar starts off hot.
All right, we're going to go with – I agree with that. We're going to go loss to Baltimore, their second game of the season. I am now realizing it is hard to find the Buffalo Bills logo on this screen. Jets, Bills.
Bills walk down the Jets in their own stadium. Might win by 30.
There's no debate there. Week 3, Buffalo Bills, they take on the Miami Dolphins at home. Thursday Night Football. They're going to beat the Dolphins.
Yeah,
Thursday
Bills
Night
win this
Football,
one.
Short week.
I was trying to do the weather game here, but yeah, it's fine. Bills win that one. Yeah, because of Miami. Miami is going to be very weather-oriented in their win-loss.
Okay. Next week, week 4, they host the Saints. The Saints are awful. We don't need to sit here.
They beat New Orleans by 50.
Yeah, that is going to be one of those games where you look up. It's either going to be one of those games like, why was that so close? Or you're going to say, oh, they took Josh Allen out of the game because it was so ugly.
I wouldn't even start him in that game. Honestly, I just wouldn't.
Who's the Bills' backup quarterback?
Is it Trubisky still? I'd let Trubisky get a full game.
See, this is how you know a team is good, by the way, and anyone who wants to be an asshole and be like, oh, these assholes don't even know who the backup quarterback is for the Bills. If your team is this good, you don't know who the backup quarterback is. If you know who the backup quarterback is, you've got problems.
With Tom Brady, you always kind of knew who the backup quarterback was.
Right.
And the first guess was, is it still Matt Castle? And then
Big
they had to
white
work
dude.
through it.
Hey, here's another big white dude. All right, Buffalo Bills in week 5. They've got the Patriots at home.
God, another night game. Yeah, Bills beat the Patriots in round 1.
We're taking.
It'll be close, though. I'm telling you, the Patriots are not messing around this year.
All right, next game that they have, if I could find them on the screen, I think that they have their bye week. Do you have the schedule up too?
Yeah, I do. Bye week, and then they play the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. They will beat Atlanta by at least 20.
You don't think that could be actually? Yeah,
it could be a very fun game, but it could be one of the best first halves of football that we see.
I don't have a lot of. Is that week 7 that
Josh Allen's going to drop some big American dong right on Atlanta's foreheads?
Why am I being stupid here? Why can't? Do they have back-to-back bye weeks? Why am I so confused by this? This screen, I'm not seeing.
Well, let me see your screen. What are you operating on?
I'm operating on
Are you
this.
reading this?
It's so that I can tap through and then and we can have the don't question
the Google. I'm on the standard Google schedule, which is like shockingly the best that we have going.
Why can't I find Buffalo in week 7?
You're looking for October 26th. Do they have 2 bye weeks? How is this operating?
Am I crazy? Look at their schedule.
I'm looking at it. Are we missing like a flex game here?
See, this in week 7 says that Atlanta's playing San Francisco. This is
now you got me all jumbled up.
Who are they playing in week 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should be September 28th, no bye.
It's the worst segment
October
on the planet.
5th, that is when they beat the Patriots. October 13th, that is against Atlanta. They beat Atlanta. Then it skips to October 26th.
Oh, there it is. Okay, all right, okay. And then we go to October 26th. Jeez, I'm a moron. Okay, we're up to week 8 now. Week 8, they go to the Panthers. They're beating the Panthers.
Beat the Panthers.
Okay, they're beating the Panthers. Week 9, their next opponent is against the Kansas City Chiefs at home, though.
They lose to the Chiefs.
At home?
Yep, they lose to the Chiefs.
Okay.
Because they beat them last year.
Let's be realistic about giving them some losses. Next game for them, they go on the road to Miami. Let's say that that's a random game that Miami steals.
I'd rather give one of the next 3 games a game that the Bills drop. The Bills won't lose to Miami. They are Josh Allen owns Miami.
All right.
I don't think Miami touches Buffalo this year.
Okay. Next game that they have, they are at home against Tampa Bay.
That is one that I could pencil in as a freaky loss to Tampa.
Yeah, let's go with it. Freaky loss, random loss.
I'll give him a freaky loss.
Just straight up chalk on all of these. On the road against the Texans, Thursday night football. They have 2 Thursday night football games. What do you think here?
Yeah, I think they should beat the Texans here. I think they could go on a skid though. Maybe I'll take a loss here for Buffalo.
Okay, let's go loss. Let's go Houston on that one.
It's gonna be crazy.
Week 13. Next one that we have, Buffalo on the road against the Steelers. Man, they got a bunch of. This is a tough stretch here.
They beat Pittsburgh. I think Rodgers is out for the season by then. Unfortunately,
what?
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? He's just going to explode on the field?
Yeah, he just gets hurt, I think. Unfortunately, I'm rooting for him to play a full season. I am, but I don't think he's going to last the full year.
They host the Bengals week 14. That could be like a shootout Bengals win.
God, here's how it's a shootout Bengals win if the Bengals aren't playing for anything. But if the Bengals are still in the hunt, then maybe we're looking. You know what? They put up a lot of points.
No, I'm going with the Bills. Let's go with the Bills.
Fine, I'm fine with the Bills there.
Stick with the Bills on that one.
It's a little trappy.
Week 15 on the road at New England. They're not. I don't think that they're losing.
I don't think so either. I really want to call a Patriots upset here, but it's not going to be against the Bills. The Bills they're just too good. The defensive line is just going to crush Drake May.
On the road against the Browns in week 16, there's no contest there. They're going to smoke. Hopefully Shemar Sanders is on the field, which would make things interesting.
That would be fun.
Oh, I didn't know this. Week 17 versus the Eagles on Sunday of Christmas.
Eagles win that one.
Okay.
I think they're just hardened and they're starting to get used to playing in all these big time games. So they're going to work over the Bills.
And they get the Jets last game of the season. They're going to win that one.
Yeah.
So as it stands, I missed a game.
No, you didn't. We worked through them all together.
It says 11-5 is the record though on this stupid thing. Could not have been a bigger miss of me using this awful dumb. This is 11-5. Is that not enough?
That's not enough games. We had them at 12 wins. I think I worked through it the same way I did the first time.
Fuck this stupid fucking thing. Fuck this shit. Bill's schedule 12-5 is what we end up coming down to. Holy shit, that was awful. Need to be better. All right, let's get to the Jets. Maybe the strategy was not as good as I thought it was.
Oh, you got it.
No. I'm already audibling. I'm throwing it out.
What are you talking about?
I'm throwing it out. That was shit. I didn't realize how clunky I was going to get through that. I'm not gonna put my head down and just barrel through that. That's dumb. New York Jets are set at 5.5 wins.
Sure.
I feel like that win total, Sean, is low enough that I'm willing to invest in it. I feel like them winning 6 ball games. Aaron Glenn comes in. He's got all these defensive pieces. He's got Quentin Williams. He's got Sauce Gardner. And he's got an incredible athlete in Justin Fields at quarterback who's got some weapons to throw to. He's got some guys that he can dish the rock to. Doesn't need to play that great, but we've put out some high expectations for Justin Fields this upcoming season. I feel like the Jets could be the unexpectedly good team. But if you need them to win 7 games, I'm taking that. I'm taking that for them to win at least 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, 6 or 7 is right where I'm. They could barely crest just above it. The Jets either play the best teams in the league or the worst teams in the league. They get like one matchup against a middling team that isn't in division, and that's Dallas. Everyone else is hit or miss, and they got about 6 hits in here. And again, I think Miami is going to be awful, so they could steal 1 or 2 from the Dolphins if they just outmuscle them. And I think Justin Fields and a hard-nosed rushing attack all year could do that. So in the division, they keep up pretty well. They have to be wary of the Patriots, but looking at some of these bottom dwellers they have to face, I'm actually more optimistic about the Jets coming out on top of it. I really am.
Their schedule is like deceptively very easy. I'm just so shocked that their win total is that low. And I understand that, like, naturally the Jets, like, the expectation is not for them to be very good. Like, that's automatically, like, we just automatically assume that they're going to stink, that they're going to be bad. But this feels like one of the very few times that they've got an adult in the room who is going to kind of keep them under the radar and is going to be able to, like, we'll get to like week 10 and it'll be like, how are they close to 500 right now?
Yeah, I hope so. I think that they could, unfortunately, they could have one win going into November. They realistically could, but then they have a much easier November and a much easier December. And it's going to be late. The Jets won't make the playoffs this year. They just won't, but they will be better and they will be able to get some big wins, especially in the division. Like I don't see them beating the Broncos, but I see them beating the Panthers back-to-back weeks. If they can just split 1 for 2, then we win some money here.
Right. The big surviving point is splitting against the Patriots, the Dolphins. That is their way to kind of steal a couple
They
of
split
wins.
against both those teams or just sweep Miami, you have the over. If they are a team that gets worked over by the AFC East, which they really shouldn't be, they've got all the talent that they need and they've got all the muscle that they need. This isn't a Jets team where they're trying to go super aerodynamic, flashy speed. They're building up for trench warfare, and I like that. They should be better.
Patriots win total is set at 7.5, which is quite surprising. That feels awfully high that we're going that much higher, 2 games higher than the Jets in this circumstance. I've got really mixed feelings about this. Part of me thinks that this Patriots team could be the Jim Harbaugh Chargers team of last year, where everybody counted out the Chargers. Everyone thought, man, that team stinks. They've got a really good quarterback, but that team stinks. They're not going to do anything. They don't have any dudes on defense. That was all you heard. And Jim Harbaugh is just that good of a ball coach that he motivated his guys, hard-nosed. They rallied. They were physical on both sides of the football. And that's Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel is exactly that he can get the most out of his team, despite them maybe being a little bit underwhelming on their offensive line, maybe not having enough dynamic faces in their receiver room. They've got talent on this roster that has not been fully tapped into. I think if they run the rock, Drake May has a couple of big games, they can totally win 8. But if I'm a betting man, 7.5 is too high. I'm taking the under. I mean, like, that's a really high number. If this was 5.5, I'd scream take the over. But 7.5, come on.
I see the Patriots out toughing enough teams on this schedule to get to 8. I think they could get to 8 by out toughing the Raiders, the Dolphins. They can out tough Carolina. They're going to work over New Orleans. The Titans are awful. The Browns are awful. They're going to out tough Atlanta, certainly. If they win that game, that's a toss-up, but they're going to be much tougher than Atlanta. And then they're going to beat the shit out of the Giants, unfortunately. Apologies. And then we could
need to be brought up.
Again, it's going to be they could have 3 wins against the Jets and the Dolphins. They're going to sweep one of those teams, possibly. So that puts them at 8 because they have enough basement weak-ass teams to get over. I think they do it. But they're not going to be good enough to hang with the Ravens. They're like that December 21st game against Baltimore, don't even need to watch it. They're going to get smoked in that one. But they're going to be just good enough to beat and really compete with all the middling teams.
I just think that, like, if you look at a team like this, I think you're right. I mean, like, they're going to be competitive enough against all these teams that are, like, in the middle class of the NFL. But my problem is I look at a team that looks like they are 7-9. I think that they just barely cut underneath it. That's such a weird 7.5.
Am I overselling Vrabel? Am I
No,
getting too
you're not.
invested in him? Because
I don't
7
think
and
you
9,
are.
I heard it sounds pretty realistic.
But 7-9,
or it would be 7 and 10 now.
Well, sorry, yeah, 7 and 10. They don't hit the win total.
I don't know if I'm thinking too much about this strong-chinned hero and that he just has the magic potion to cure what has been a really bad New England Patriots team over the last 2 years. Does he have that in him to really will them up from the brink of death? That's tough.
What?
NFL's hard. This is hard. But I think they could get way tougher. I really think they could.
Apparently, Antonio Brown is wanted for attempted murder. That's great. No, we're not going to talk about that, Ryan. That I don't know. I don't have a take on that one. I don't.
Is that true? Is that what
a lot of aggregators are posted about it?
Well,
must mean it's true.
That's no good if it's true. Official Hack City stance.
That shit sucks. Put that on.
Put it on the graphic. Put it on the graphic.
Yeah, put it on the On3 graphic.
Get to it, Nakos. Give me the nice graphic, please.
He's not the graphic
I
designer.
don't know. He's there.
That's crazy. That's crazy that you just did that to Nakos. That's crazy.
I like Nakos. You don't?
Nakos runs laps around you, man. Calling him the graphic designer. That's crazy that you just did that to him.
I like Nakos, and I was saying graphic designer because I thought he may have had the pulse, trying to say that because everyone loves the On3 graphics more than I think they love On3 reporting.
But that's not him.
How am I supposed to know that? Who cares? I don't. You know what?
What did you think
he did? I know what he does. I thought maybe he was contributing in the graphics. What does Shannon Terry make of the graphics?
No, actually, yeah, I think his son Jack is.
Okay, well, congratulations, Jack Terry. Then good graphics. Get on it.
Actually, I don't know if Jack is or not. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm sure that they have a graphics department that Pete Nakos doesn't have to be doing it.
Well, apparently you're getting proven wrong here. Thanks, RR. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, just because Ryan said that he does the graphics, that automatically justifies that he's the graphic designer? Okay.
I know he works there.
Get back on track here. Miami Dolphins win total is set at 8.5. 8.5. Under. I don't even need to dig that far into it. Under. This has been a crippled team. Over the last multiple off seasons, they have gotten worse. Go look at their secondary. Please, I implore you. That is not the secondary of a team that wins 9 football games.
Look at their lines. What line? Who are they running over 8 times this year? Who are they bullying 8 times this year?
No one.
Who are they out scheming 8 times this year? Maybe I'll give you 3. I'll give you 4. Healthy Tua, Tyreek's back, and this is what Miami's been needing. And then, as we all know what happens, Miami starts having some weirdness. Like, oh, they really shouldn't have lost that. How did Miami lose that one? I mean, it was an easy opponent. Then December hits, and they vanish. They vanish from the football playing world. They play like they're wearing sweaters and jackets and coats and ski pants. They play like they're scared of the cold and scared of being hit. It is an unserious team. Their leader is unserious. He might know a lot about football. He doesn't know enough to get this team up in the wintertime. Sorry. I love that you're living in Miami and you got the Cartier buffs and you wear the tight pants. Good for you. You're living a better life than me. But you're not coaching a better football team than I would be in Miami. Genuinely.
I really do actually
We're working in the heat, fellas. You're going to get tough. That's what happens in Miami.
All right.
You hit the sled all day and you toughen up because you need that instead of all this nonsense, pretty boy, deep slant action.
It's Miami. What do you mean? They're supposed to be pretty boys. That's what
the most famous Miami Dolphins team of all time. You didn't even know their defense. You didn't even know them because they were just a bunch of savage killers.
I know that Don Shula built that team off of 3-a-days and grinding their asses into the ground. I totally understand that. I know the history of the game. I am like subconsciously have always thought it's a little odd to think of the Miami Dolphins were Don Shula's team. He was also the coach of the Colts at one point. Baltimore Colts makes a lot more sense for him to have been grinding them into the ground.
Yeah.
Not nice-ass Miami. You go on a vacation half the time that you're playing there.
If I was hosting Miami,
it should be all fireworks.
If I was hosting Miami after Thanksgiving, my team wouldn't practice in pads. They just wouldn't, because I know that they've been going through the ringer plenty. I just would say, you guys are off this week. You know why? You don't need to really work that hard to beat these guys, because they're going to come out like a bunch of sad sack mopes because they have to play in the outdoors. The Giants could beat Miami in December. The Jets could. Seattle could. Anybody above the Mason-Dixon line has a real shot of beating the Dolphins late in the season.
It really is a curse having to play as a team in Florida, unless you have like home field advantage all the way through. That's like the only way that you're going to start. They also have a Hawaiian quarterback too. Like, just if we're talking like totally unimportant football shit, like this is obviously not important. team that plays in warm weather all year long, and then you've got a guy who played in Alabama in college and is Hawaiian. We saw that, like, all I can think about is that one game against the Chiefs when they were actually good that year, and everyone thought like that was their shot.
They got exposed
to go on a run, and it was so damn cold that they couldn't. They looked cold. I've never seen a team, and I've been like, oh, they look cold. They look fucking cold. They do not look very comfortable, happy to be there. Team that looks uncomfortable, not happy to be there, gets their asses beat. That's how football works.
Do you know how Mike Tomlin has a winning season every year? It's because he plays Miami all the time. And it's late in the year, and you just watch him pick apart Miami with bad teams. Ever since Big Ben, they're always playing Miami. And they are always crushing Miami because they just can't handle it. I don't get your pro athletes. I'm not saying they're not tough people, but they're not climate trained. They are playing a different sport when it gets later in the year. And that's one of the beautiful things about football is that you have such a difference where, oh, well, Miami gets this advantage in the summer and their team, the away team, has to sit and bake in the sun. They never take advantage of that as they should. They should start out 6-0 at home every year. They should have some type of advantage, and they blow it. And then when it's time for them to wear the other shoe, they get even worse. So down on stock in Miami. Fire that coach.
We're both taking the under. All right.
Hire Wade Phillips.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he is. I'd hire Wade Phillips after this guy. Honest to God. You couldn't find two different coaches, and I think he fixes them.
Wade Phillips would die calling one play for the Miami Dolphins. He's got to be 90.
I bet he blitzes 9. Bet he gets to that quarterback.
I
bet he gets to that quarterback.
I bet he does.
He could get Cameron Wake out of retirement. Hey, Cameron, you want to have your best D-line season ever at 45? Yes, coach.
45? He might be 50. How old's Cameron
I bet
Wake?
he's younger than 50. Come on.
He is old, dude.
Come on. When was his prime? 2013? 13 years later?
Oh, he's 43.
I bet you put Cameron Wake.
God, the first thing I see is Cameron Wake in a Titans jersey. It's always the Titans jersey, man.
The Titans jersey's tough. It always looks wrong on a player. It still looks wrong on Ridley. Cam Ward could fix it though. And I'll tell you this, have you been tracking all this Cam Ward content lately on Twitter? Good stuff coming out of Tennessee with this dude.
Oh yeah,
good stuff.
Phenomenal.
Him and Ridley is good. His coach talking about he's talking shit and can still understand the play call is good. He needs to cut that out and just stay locked in. But I get it. It's OTAs. You're just kind of getting in the mix. It's all that's gonna wind down in training camp, and he's just gonna be super locked in. But I think he's meshing well. They're calling him Fat Boy in the locker room. It's a good deal.
Called Cam Ward.
Yeah. Apparently Calvin Ridley beat him at ping pong, and Cam Ward got so mad that he broke the ping pong paddle. And they started heckling him, which is good. He's getting treated a bit like a rookie, but he's also playing ping pong against the stars. So that's how you know he's getting initiated properly.
We should have been talking about this.
Love Cam Ward. I'm so in.
All right, let's get to Hell Yeah, Get After the Week. Let's start off with Hell Yeah of the Week.
This is the Hack City Hell Yeah of the Week. Cue the lasers.
Yours. That's ridiculous.
My Hell Yeah of the Week is DeMarcus.
God damn it, man.
DeMarcus Cousins got suspended. I didn't do a lot of research on this deliberately. I don't know where he's playing. He's not playing in America. He's
Puerto Rico.
He's playing in Puerto Rico, but his jersey had a bunch of Asian characters on his jersey, unless I'm misremembering.
I'm not going to do the Shaq quote. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
I want to. I'm not going to.
What's the Shaq quote?
Ni hao. Ni hao.
Okay. Well,
why would you act?
DeMarcus Cousins is playing in another country. He got suspended. I don't know for how long. I think it's indefinitely because he seemingly was the quote in the article that I read. There's nothing seeming about it. Go watch the video. This was on Complex, the article that I read. Seemingly scratched his balls and made a fan snip his hand during a serious altercation that led to his suspension for the rest of the year from this team. Go watch the video. He's grabbing his junk. He's grabbing his dick and balls. He's really getting in
he's
there.
got a whole handful.
Yeah,
big hands too.
Well, right. Well, so that was the first thought I had. It was like, holy shit, he's grabbing a lot there.
Yeah.
And then the next thing that he does
Congratulations, sir.
He shoves his hand in this dude's face, and this dude is in the spin cycle. He's like, what? He has no idea what's happening or how to react to it. And then everybody starts freaking out. This is the best. I wish this happened in the NBA. I wish.
What are you
this
doing
in the
on
NBA.
Complex, by the way? What are you doing?
I saw it on Twitter. On Twitter. I clicked the link.
This is like when you broke the news. You get your hats at Culture Kings. That floored me. It just floors me when you drop these
Culture
little
King
pieces.
says good hats.
I'm not saying they don't.
You have a great hat selection.
But you're just honest to God. You're just such a
You get a lot of Culture Kings ads,
and you're not. And you're not this.
One every 3 ads is Culture King. Sorry.
I'm not saying this is a pejorative to you, but you look like a Peter Millar guy. That's just what you look like. And I like that you're on Complex, and I like that you're using.
I'm not frequenting
Culture
Complex. I just
Kings.
happened to read a Complex article. It's Complex Sports. I may have
I
applied
was
to
on a hype beast today.
I may have applied to Complex is hiring a sports content creator. I may have applied to that.
I think.
Am I not going to fit?
Oh, I think that I'm glad that I learned that they're hiring a sports content creator. I'll get them. I'll take big honky reviews right to Complex. Break the world. Yeah, DeMarcus Cousins. He had the ball's hand incident is incredibly disrespectful.
Yeah,
but DeMarcus Cousins has always been a little bit unhinged. Just a little. He's one of my favorite bigs ever, but he's got a temper, and it's fine. He's not a role model basketball player. I never needed him to be. This is disrespectful as hell. This is also awesome as hell because sometimes the fans really deserve it. And he was also in a massive fight in Puerto Rico, walking out of the tunnel with a bunch of fans throwing full beers at him, trying to fight fans in the stands. He's not doing well right now.
They need to send him home. Why is he playing basketball in Puerto Rico?
Loves the game,
Does
man.
he need money?
But it's nice. You know how we think about playing football in Miami where it's low sales tax? You're still playing football. You're still waking up at 5 a.m. Playing basketball in Puerto Rico, you just got to be living good. Especially if you were at one point an elite NBA player. I think he's practicing. He shows up to the gym. He does the mic and drill for about 10 minutes. He shoots 100 free throws. And then he dunks on a bunch of people.
That's a lot of free throws. He probably dunks a couple times and then leaves.
I'm telling you, I think it's living pretty good down there in Puerto Rico.
Doesn't he have a
drinking delicious Puerto Rican beers?
Wait, how old is DeMarcus
Looking
Cousins?
at the sunsets.
He's 34.
Playing with iguanas.
He has a podcast too.
Let me try to guess this podcast name.
Bully Ball with Rachel Nichols and DeMarcus Cousins. That is the show that he's
Can you
on.
say that one more time? Because
Bully
I was
Ball
left
with Rachel Nichols and DeMarcus Cousins. Oh, they stopped doing it. They haven't done it since 2024. So he must have signed his big deal with
who is that? Who actually? If there's a way, could you find out what company signed them to do Bully Ball? Decided, hey, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna pit Rachel Nichols, who has been a little bit incendiary lately.
Yeah. Showtime. Showtime. How did we get here?
They should know better.
What's KG Cert?
What the hell?
KG Certified.
Does
Showtime
Rachel
has
Nichols have in
basketball
common
podcasts?
with DeMarcus Cousins outside of they both worked in the same sport?
Why does Ariel Helwani have a basketball podcast? Isn't he an MMA guy?
Yeah, he does his show with Yahoo now.
He has a Showtime basketball podcast. Oh no, this has not been updated since 2023. A lot going on there. All right, well that's the media rabbit hole. We got to get.
That threw me. I'm sorry. That actually took me out of my seat for a little bit there. Rachel Nichols and DeMarcus Cousins talking.
Wait. Here's an even bigger layer. It was distributed through All the Smoke. So it was on All the Smoke's YouTube channel.
So it's under the All the
Smoke
Smoke
under that umbrella. All right, what's your hell yeah of the week?
Jesus, I know what my cat heft is. My hell yeah of the week. I you know what? Bummed they're not here to see it, but Sophie Rain dunking on Bonnie Blue is my hell yeah of the week. It just is. How could it not be, Joe?
A fat idiot convention.
No, I know it sounds like a fat idiot convention, and I should be really scolded for this, but go screw this Bonnie Blue mental illness. Bang-a-thon. Everyone gets fired up and wants to talk about it. We've already beat the dead horse. Like all the jokes about it, not funny. All the Bonnie Blue shtick, over it. I know Paul Bissonnette really likes some Bonnie Blue shtick, and it fits for him. It works for him. For us, I aim a little bit higher. And somehow Sophie Rain deciding to quote tweet and try to dunk on another adult content creator made me happy, because I guess that don't fly. This feels like Lamar calling out. It feels like Lamar calling out Jordan Love for like running too much. And maybe you take the lesson from Lamar, and maybe you don't. But it's good beef. It's crazy beef. I don't know the last time I've seen adult actresses, I guess, voice complaints on the timeline before.
Sure.
I'm always unaware. I'm always so unaware of how invested the online community is.
Oh, incredibly.
In these people.
Most people are subscribed to their accounts.
It floors me every time.
So here's the...
They all think they're their boyfriends.
Well,
how is that possible? How are there that many dudes?
There's a lot of brain dead people that do think that because they sent $1,000 one time that, yeah, they are. Right.
It just freaks me out that there's that many people that are doing this.
This all stems from Bonnie Blue, I think, getting kicked off of OnlyFans. I mean, you can't kick Michael Jordan out of the NBA after he has a 60-point game. You just can't. That's what that was. 1,000. That is an unreal feat that has been accomplished.
Sophie Rain says Bonnie Blue is ruining OnlyFans for everyone. Quote, "It is no longer about women empowerment," end quote, via TMZ.
When was it?
Sophie Rain quote tweeted this and said, "I hope one day she realizes the trauma she's causing herself and so many women." I don't know if I can verify if I'm getting trolled or not by these accounts. I'm pretty sure by the amount of distribution and likes on these are the real people. I'll take a beef when I can get a beef. I like the back and forth, the discourse, and calling people out. It fires me up. This is what I live for. But this is just beyond me. So I guess hell yeah for the beef. Hell yeah for sticking up for your industry. No matter how you view it, I'll always support that. And I'm tired of Bonnie Blue shtick. So yeah, hell yeah. Down with Bonnie Blue.
All right, let's get to Get Effed of the Week. This is Get Effed.
Get help?
I broke my knee, man.
No. Get effed.
I sup, son?
It's the Hack City Get Effed of the Week.
My Get Effed of the Week this week. Those that don't know me that well, Sean knows me very well in regards to this. I break a lot of Xbox controllers. I have a very short temper when it comes to playing NCAA. Any other game, I'm usually fine. Madden, I'm fine. Any other game. NCAA gets me in 2K. I had to stop playing 2K because of this. And when I say break remotes, I throw them. This is my one weakness. I can't calm myself down quick enough to prevent myself from throwing a remote as hard as I can into the ground. So I broke a remote recently, completely shattered. I threw it a couple times. Yeah, it's done.
You got everything you could.
Yeah, like it couldn't be any more effed up. Go a few days and realize, I want to play some Xbox. I'm not going to play NCAA. I want to continue my Madden franchise. I'm going to go to Best Buy. I'm going to buy the cheapest remote that they possibly have.
Oh, I bet it was cheap.
Found a $27 wired. They still make wired ones. A wired Xbox controller that has a 10-foot wire. Go to checkout. And as I'm checking out, this always occurs whenever we buy a piece of technology from one of these stores. They will ask, would you like to purchase the $10 warranty on this item?
Mm-hmm.
And I start to go to say no. And I pause. And I realize, Sean, I can get a new remote for $10. And I sat there and asked as many questions as possible. I asked, can this come back in any condition? And they go, yes, you can bring it back in any condition. You just have to bring the receipt. So if I pay this $10 and I bring this remote back and it is fucking destroyed, like if I break this thing, and I'm like smiling, like I'm really asking, it's very clear I'm hinting at something.
I'm gonna break this shit.
Yeah, like I'm gonna break this. I was trying to imply without saying, like, I'm gonna break this remote. And they said to me, as long as you don't bring just a pile of pieces that the remote looks like some sort of semblance of a remote, I'll just duct tape it back together.
How'd you leave your last remote? In a pile of pieces?
You want me to go get it?
Yeah, please. Honestly. While I have the moment here, this has been I don't know how long I've known Joe. 9 years. of him breaking remotes. I've never seen him not break a remote. I don't think he's had a remote for over a year before. He's broken remotes over 2K games against me, which felt really good. Additionally, I've only broke one remote in my life. Only one. And I texted Joe about it. This is it. Oh, you could return this. You could. Oh no, you couldn't. What is this piece? How did this piece get down here?
That was what I said. Is I don't know. I found new pieces of the remote that I didn't even know were in the remote.
I didn't even know.
I told you I'm getting really good at breaking those fucking things, and I got to stop buying the $60 ones because I keep wasting $60 once a month.
Well, if you got the warranty,
Wisconsin fucking got to me. I played them back to back, two games. I played them. One game and then another game, and then I played Wisconsin again in the college football playoff in the Big Ten championship game, and they picked me off like 4 times both games.
You know, I played COD for 3 months in college without the bumpers on remotes.
Yeah,
just
I
'cause they
remember.
broke.
I remember.
Yeah, that was tough. This is crazy. How did you even get these pieces off?
I paid the $10, and they acknowledged and they agreed that the $10 that I spent, I'm going to get a new remote. So I got 2 remotes for $40.
So
it's a brilliant deal.
How much would you have if you decided I'm going to get the Xbox, the $60 Xbox remote, right?
Yeah.
And they said, hey, do you want a warranty on that? Then you could go back and get a nicer controller.
I should probably have done that, but I'm going to just fucking destroy the.
So now we are leaning into full destruction all the time. Like you're just going to.
Well,
like this,
right. I've now
like
been enabled by Best Buy. I've been enabled by Best Buy. I don't need to feel bad about destroying that one.
Honestly,
I don't get unlimited remotes, by the way. I asked them that. Do I just keep getting remotes? He said, no, you get 1 replacement remote.
Then it's probably not worth it, honestly. I was gonna say, if you get an Xbox Pro controller, like the real big one that actually might help you from throwing a bunch of brutal picks against Wisconsin, then maybe you could get more of those.
Mark gets it. He said, buy the most expensive controller every time. See if that breaks any less. That is the right philosophy to have. That is. I actually did peer over at the $130 remote, and I was kind of wondering to myself, I wonder if this one.
Why not? You got the money, rolling in it.
This
is actually kind of like when you first go snorkeling, and you realize, whoa, there's a whole different world down there, and you see a coral reef, and there's a bunch of colors.
Sure.
There's pieces of equipment in this remote control that I didn't even think could fit in this.
Yeah, that's what I told you. I'm getting really good at breaking them. I've gotten really good at breaking remotes.
I actually expected more carnage. I just don't know how.
I'd be the Michael Jordan of breaking Xbox remotes. Because you can only really break a remote so much. I snapped one in half once, like down the middle in half. It was a really cheap Xbox 360 remote, though. God. You think you could fix that?
Honestly, it would take a day for me to learn how this is built and for me to actually get everything.
Where does that?
I would have to get like a soldering machine to be able to weld things back together in place. This big piece of metal right here, this silver, this was connected to something. And it was not connected to something like down here. It was connected somewhere very important. How did it even get sideways? Get this out of my hand. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, where did that?
You're not a real person, man.
Where did that come from?
You're not real.
I don't understand. Wait, it clearly was like, oh yeah, that was like up there. All right, what's your good after the week?
I don't even. Jesus, that's good. That's good.
Fuck you, Best Buy.
Yeah. Somehow now, yeah, okay. You're not real, dude.
What?
Best Buy was the only Best Buy was like a hell yeah moment.
What do you mean?
Now you actually have a bargain and you get to do what you love most in this world. Destroy your own property.
Swap DeMarcus Cousins at Best Buy. Get F was directed at Best Buy. I'm saying F you to Best Buy because I pulled one over on them. I finessed the shit out of them.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
They just lost.
They don't know
$30.
your
$20.
capabilities.
Yeah, they don't know what they're dealing with right now.
My get F, I'll keep it brief. What'd you say?
They got hustled.
Oh, okay.
It's a hustle.
I thought you told me to hustle.
Oh. Well, yeah, do that too.
I will. The Cleveland Browns this offseason. Oh, now I got the ice work. You want to play this game? No? You want to do this?
Are we going in the dark?
Get me off. Get this off. Hack City in the dark now. All right. The Cleveland Browns keep on using Joe Flacco as social media fodder. All Joe Flacco is being used for on this football team
You're too dark.
is to be on their TikTok. I get a light courtesy here.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the best your lighting has ever looked, by the way. I wouldn't even turn yours back on.
Turn it back on.
What are you talking? Look at yourself in the camera
look like
here.
Shit, I'm like phased in and out. Oh no, I actually do look.
I told you. All the Browns do is post TikTok videos, and now I don't have to look at you. It's perfect. It's just all they do is post videos of Joe Flacco being the old dad on the team, being the old man that doesn't dance, or the old man that does this. And you got Dylan Gabriel in his ear, and you got Shemar Sanders in his ear, and the camera's always on him. He's like, no, I'd never do that, guys. I just like playing football. I'm Joe Flacco. All I've ever done in this league is throw a tight ass spiral and play on bad teams that should be worse and make them better. But now that I'm 40 and I've had a gray beard for 8 years, I'm ironic and funny. This is Joe Flacco, Super Bowl winner. Kick him off the team if all you're going to do is use him for TikTok. What, you want this back on? You're getting a little concerned? Yeah, I got you.
A little antsy.
Kick him off the team.
Well, okay, so you want to get rid of him just because he's suddenly become personal?
Well, I'm not going to fire a whole social media department.
I do agree that there's some cringiness to it. He's been one of the least interesting, unengageable athletes of all time.
Ever.
And now we're getting videos of Shador going up to him and being like, you ever dance on the field? And he said, I think he said he's never danced in public.
Yeah, he's like a baseball player playing in the NFL. You can get about as much out of him as we've seen it. We've seen all the charisma possible for Joe Flacco. Stop trying to do bits with him. He's better than that. This is a Super Bowl champion, not your dad's TikTok or funny family pranks on TikTok. That's not that.
That's right. That is the vibe. Which I guess if you're the social media,
hey Joe, roll the toilet paper down the table. Whoa, you got the jar of peanut butter. Oh no, you just missed $1,000.
Honestly, if they did that with Shemar Sanders and Joe Flacco, I would tune in for that content.
Hey Joe, you don't know nothing about this. I'm better than you. Everyone's talking. And Joe Flacco's like, I got a family. I've been in this league for 80 years. I still haven't made enough money because I've been a backup for the last 6. You guys need to take me seriously. He should just honestly say, I'm done playing quarterback. I'm going to coach. Because then it makes it less ironic.
Do you think that that's what he's going to do, that he's going to jump down the coaching rabbit hole? I feel like he's going to be one of those guys that's going to try in media. He's going to try and be a media guy.
I hope he just goes and sits in Delaware on a beach for the rest of his life.
I don't think he's from Delaware.
Go be Rehoboth Joe. Well, he played there. So maybe you liked it.
Rehoboth Joe. No, he's from New Jersey.
You don't like Rehoboth Joe?
No, I do not.
How about AC Joe?
I didn't realize he was 40.
He's old, which is fine. He's a good quarterback. He's not a league starter anymore. You're just forcing him for content because people know who he is. And maybe Dylan Gabriel and Shemar Sanders aren't good enough yet to be posting a bunch of social clips every day.
Well, I don't know. Well,
he feels like a Kevlar vest.
Are they afraid to just post videos of?
I haven't checked like the Shador or Dylan Gabriel.
Are they just afraid
videos
just to overwhelm people with Shador Sanders?
They'd probably get crushed. The comments would probably be on fire every single time. So we need some more wholesome content.
They honestly should be doing that.
I'll tell you what, 52 other dudes on the team. You got another 40 right now because it's OTAs. I bet there's someone that's not named Joe Flacco on that team that could say something. Put the mic. Hey, Cleveland, put the microphone on Lorenzo Thompson, number 69, and ask him to pronounce Italian.
You can't pronounce Italian. There's no
Italian. Shot. Everyone from upstate New York, AY when it's supposed to be AI. Italian.
Is this what you idiots would do in the offensive line meeting room?
All the time.
Berating
crushed him for it. And they called him, I learned my senior year that they called him Smoke Jr. because he had a big ass also. And I'm like, that doesn't, I don't know how to feel about that, man. That's not
I would feel awful. Simply put.
It's all it's all I've ever had going for me. And it's not even a good quality. It's awful.
All right.
I hate my fucking life.
We're going to be gone. Oh, come on. We can't end on that note.
I got Joe hot stepping, traveling. I'm going to be sitting here sweating in Jersey.
Yeah, what are you going to do while I'm gone?
Sweating in Jersey.
You gonna have any jouts over?
Well, I'm not gonna bring them in that room.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you can.
I'm gonna use that F pad right there.
No. If you step foot in there, I'm gonna be able to tell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be able to tell.
Oh, you'll be able to tell, all right?
Yeah, you better not touch. It's gonna stank in there. I don't
squirt on the floor.
Yeah. You do that, I will fucking kill you.
God, that's disgusting. That was foul. That was
That
a
was
foul
one of the
comment.
grossest things you've ever said on this show. I don't even think you're capable of producing that, anyways.
No,
You're
not.
You know, at least you admit it. At least you admit it. What are you gonna do this weekend? Anything?
I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, Chance is out of the country too.
Yeah. I'm literally
Oh.
Mr. Bourdain over here is homebound while all the sick
You'll have a
freaks
bottle
get to
episode.
go.
You'll have a bottle episode.
A bottle episode?
Yeah, a bottle episode where it's typically like in a show where
I know what a bottle
okay.
episode is.
Well, it'll be a Sean episode. It'll be a Sean episode. Go out. And
You
go
know
do
what?
your
We'll
thing.
do a bottle episode. It'll
Just
be
go wander
me
around
and
New York City.
How about I just wander around the kitchen and inspect all your gadgets that you don't use?
I use all of them.
Use that blender?
It's broken. I brought a broken blender here from Los Angeles.
I ought to punch you in the head. I ought to punch you in the
Well,
head.
it's fixable. There was
Mhm.
rubber in the bottom of it broke, so I just need to replace the canister. The canister. Joe DeLeone, Sean
the worst.
Anderson. We'll talk to you later.
God.